right, as you can see, I have now a really lumpy, funky looking rectangle that is sewn together. Ooh, it's even ugly right there, but that won't matter because no one's going to see it. You can see the little tails of my elastic sticking out at the sides. And that's important for making sure your elastic doesn't pull through and come off. Now also you can see there's still a hole where I didn't sew all the way. So as I mentioned, I started here and just worked my way all the way around in one nice, this is stretchy, one nice sew. I know my grandmother would be mad, this is not winning any awards. All right, but now I need to turn it inside out, or actually right side out, and you will see where my elastic is. So just carefully so you don't rip your seam. And pull my corners till I have a nicer looking rectangle. Now, is there any reason why you can't sew the elastic just to the outside? Of course not. It could just be a little irritating to have that little tail if it was sticking out like this. We wouldn't want that rubbing our faces. So if you're able to sew it this way, you won't have that problem. And if not, don't worry about it. Now, we still have this opening to deal with. We're going to fix that in a minute. But let's talk about how to make those pleats. The pleats are important for making the mask fit over your nose comfortably and to give you a little room to breathe in there so that you're less likely to take it off. That's very important. So as you can see, we want to make 3 pleats on each side. The only important part to this is they need to face the same direction. So I, of course, could wear my mask like this if I wanted to, but I need my pleats to both face the same way on both sides. So these face down. I also kind of want them, if I can, to be across from each other, kind of even. You don't have to get out the ruler and rip out any sewing if you do it wrong. You just want them to be as even as you can across from each other, but it is very important that they face the same way, so you don't have one pointed this way and one coming this way. And that's going to create that nice, breathable shape. It's also going to help this stick close to my ears when I wear it. And the way we pleat, and again, it does not matter which side, just pick the one you like to work with, is I'm just going to take my fabric and fold it. Now this is where some pins would be helpful. If you have any pins, even if you only have 3, you could do one side at a time, but if you have 6, you won't have to stop what you're doing, okay? And I just put a pin right there. Now again, if you're not used to sewing, this is going to be important. Do not run over that pin with your sewing machine. And we're going to make another pleat, kind of next to it. Make sure it goes all the way through to the other side and then back here. And one more. Okay, so then I end up with these 3 pleats. Now it looks very small. It's not going to be small once it's actually put on and once your elastic is around your ear. Don't worry, this is not too small because it will stretch out and it will fit your face better because this is going to go all the way almost ear to ear when you wear this mask. Okay, and as you can see the back, I've got my 3 pins going all the way through. So now I'm going to pleat the other side. And again, I want to make sure, first of all, I want to tuck in my tail. I do have this hole to deal with. Don't worry about the hole. We're just going to tuck that fabric, get it out of the way. Kind of like that. Okay? You can pin that if you want it to look a lot nicer. But for just function, we just want to fold that fabric in until it looks kind of like that. And I'll just hold it. But we can use a pin if you're not familiar with grabbing it while you sew. So we'll just pin that. Okay. And now I'm going to try to line it up as best I can. Again, I do not have to get out the ruler or tape measure and figure it out. I do just have to make sure they face the same direction, so my fold is coming over. I'm not doing it this way now. I'm going to go this way because that's how I did my first one. And my second. And then my third. And keep my elastic out of the way. If you can feel the tail of your elastic pointing in here, you might want to just scrape it with your thumb a little bit, get it out of your way. And there's my third pleat. Again, all the way through. Don't stick yourself. Okay, smooth it out. Make sure you think it looks pretty even. And I know this now looks like a really small mask. It is not. Once you sew it and stretch it to fit your face, you'll be able to pull it this direction. The idea is that this goes over your nose. You don't want this hanging too far below your chin because then air can come up underneath it. We want it to come right to your chin and sit tightly there. So this is not too small. Now all I have to do, I'm going to start at my corner and get my really messy hole out of the way. I'm just going to go completely around the mask one more time, just like I did the first time. So you'll see how that works in a second.